What is going on, everybody? I go by the name of Kari, and I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on SneakerPhetish. The Sneakers app, guys, blessed me with exclusive access to one of the most incredible Air Jordan 1s that we've seen this year so far. This one's special. Without further ado, let's get into it. Boom. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Georgetown. These 85s just never cease to amaze me. They never cease to blow my mind. First impressions, they're a must-have. If you can get your hands on them, definitely do what you got to do to get your hands on it. There's a couple of things that I want to talk about. We're going to run through the sneaker, a little bit of history, and then I have something that I want to talk to you guys about. All right, starting with the upper of the sneaker here, you have the Georgetown colors on here. Very, very nice. Of course, we'll talk about what they're inspired by, but in the meantime, you have that navy blue Georgetown leather. Nice leather, by the way, wrapping around the entire upper of the shoe, the collar, down the eyelets of the shoe, the mud guards, the heel, and of course, around the toe box. Now, because this is an Air Jordan 1 85, bigger price tag, smaller ball and wings logo. This is giving us the original 1985 ball and wings Air Jordan logo. Taking a top down look at the shoe here, gray leather, of course, in the toe box. You have the white nylon tongue, but it's a thinner white. It's almost a semi-translucent white that you can actually see the foam padding inside of the tongue on that. Of course, true to 1985 fashion, you have a little bit thinner nylon tongue as well. Now, there's a little more than meets the eye on this look as well. I want to really kind of zoom in on the cut of this leather here. This leather's really, really good. And I want you guys to understand that when people see these 85s in hand and they feel like the leather isn't as soft, they might think that the leather isn't as nice. But again, shout out to Seth Fowler. He did a fantastic job actually breaking down the fact that this leather is really nice leather. It's actually really, really good leather. If you guys buy fine leather products, you'll notice that that leather isn't always super soft all the time. The softness of the leather has to do with how the shoe is treated, not how good the leather is. But that's where Nike and Jordan brand seem to have us kind of hardwired into thinking the softer, the better, when actually you can make super cheap leather super soft. There's a different softness when it comes to fine leathers that are soft as opposed to cheap leathers that are soft. We'll get into that another day. On the top of the tongue here, of course, classic 1985 Georgetown colored Nike Air tongue with the navy blue Nike Air and the swoosh. Let's get into the goodies that you get with these. First things first, you get this set of really nice kind of cement stone grayish colored laces here, matching the gray, of course, in the leather on the shoe as well. You also get another set of those navy blue Georgetown colored laces as well. And you also get that classic 1985 small booklet with the shoe as well. These, of course, came with the original 1985 Air Jordans, and they only bring them back to give us the 85 highs. Really, really nice. And on the insole of the shoe, white insole on the shoe, which of course we're gonna get dirty very quickly with the navy blue Nike Air there. But one thing I love about the 85s is the old school 1985 tag here that talks about the molding and the product codes and Jordan brand. It has the date of March 29th, 1982 on it and all these different things. I love these tags that come on the 85 highs. Speaking of things I also love about the 85 highs is the fact that we also get the old school size and production date embossed on the inside of the sock liner right here, right inside of the heel. So you see my size 9, and then you also see the August of 2021 date on there as well. Now here's what's interesting about these. The embossing here says August 8, 2021, but the actual size tag, the white tag inside of the shoe, says that production started on August the 18th, 2021. Nike sold me fakes? YouTube thumbnail face? These thumbnails are getting out of control, guys. And on the outsole of the sneaker here, just a navy blue outsole, classic Air Jordan 1 85 traction on the bottom of that. Very, very nice. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the 1985 Georgetown Air Jordan 1s. Now, of course, as we all know, iconic colors, a lot of history behind these. Let's dig into that just a little bit. If you guys may or may not know, the original Air Jordan 1 had a variety of samples and colorways and iterations that it went through that unfortunately never saw production. One of those colorways was the colorway that you're seeing on the 85s. It was a Georgetown inspired colorway that actually said Hoyas on the side of it. So that leads me to believe that these were going to be a player edition, maybe for the players or something like that. But for whatever reason, it didn't end up coming to light. Now, the petty is strong with Michael Jordan, as we all know, because I personally think that Patrick Ewing still has nightmares of Michael Jordan hitting that go-ahead shot with 15 seconds left on the clock in the 1982 NCAA championships that gave the Tar Heels that 1-point advantage over Georgetown and robbed them of that championship. Now, granted, Georgetown did come back in 1984 and they ended up finally winning, but in 1985, when the Air Jordan 1 came out, Georgetown lost again, this time to Villanova. So it's been kind of up and down with Georgetown, but let's not forget, Georgetown had an incredible basketball team, which, by the way, I don't appreciate the fact that y'all didn't tell me that there was a player on the Georgetown team named Michael Jackson. I don't appreciate that. I should have known that before today. But in any event, that sample was pretty much kept in the archives, never to see the light of day until we finally got it all these years later. And if you want my personal opinion, still think it's a little bit petty of Michael Jordan to do an entire Georgetown themed sneaker that Patrick Ewing is probably going to be wearing, representing, and it's bad enough that Patrick Ewing also has to wear the Jumpman all the time because Georgetown is a Jordan school, but another story for another day. But needless to say, the history is deep with these, the exclusivity is there. Even at the $200 price point, in my opinion, I think it's very much worth it. These sneakers are very quality. Unfortunately, they're going to be pretty limited. They don't come in any smaller sizes. I know there's a lot of women that I hear from these days and people with smaller feet that feel like it's unfair that they didn't make these in smaller sizes. And I agree with that, but I think that Jordan Brand just wants to keep certain sneakers for certain purposes and keep them very limited and very small because they're very special releases, this one being one of them. So I'm pretty sure that the 85 Jordan 1 highs that we see from here on out are all probably gonna have this touch about them. They're gonna be limited, but they're gonna be super high quality at a little higher price point. But that brings me to kind of the last thought that I have about these sneakers here. Not everything is for everybody at Jordan Brand. And when I'm talking about that, I'm not just talking about the 85 Air Jordan highs, but I'm talking about the fact that the brands are very intentional with how they size and release and create certain sneakers. And they do that for a reason. They do that because they want the intended market, the intended demographic to be able to get their hands on and enjoy certain sneakers. These speak to Michael Jordan's college days. They speak to the original Air Jordan 1, where sizing, unfortunately, wasn't all that it is today. However, with the evolution of the brand, with the evolution into women's, kids, and things like that, we have so many different releases that have been grade school exclusive, women's exclusives, which are a big thing these days. And we've seen all these different ways that the brand is trying to make sure that the people that should get their product get the product. And that brings my mind to the round the way girl Air Jordan 1s that we've seen surface recently. They're the denim Air Jordan 1s with the bamboo earrings serving as dubras on the bottom of them. Listen, that's a women's shoe. And as my guy, Mr. Unloved Ones, told us, there are no extended sizes in that sneaker, which means that it's probably gonna go up to about a size 10 in men. So if you're above that, sorry for you guys. But again, guys, let the ladies have their sneakers here. It's getting pretty out of hand these days, and I don't want to see us. I mean, hey, listen, unless it's your thing, I will say it's 2022, unless it's your thing, I'm gonna let denim women's exclusive Air Jordan 1s with bamboo earrings as the decorative accessory on them. I'm gonna let the ladies have those. So this is a sneaker for us to appreciate for what it is. Just like all sneakers out here are for us to appreciate them for what they are and for who they're intended to. But if you can get your hands on a pair of these here, get your hands on a pair of them because these are an incredible sneaker. I don't know about resale on these. I'm sure that these are worth, I don't know, probably $300-400 bucks, maybe a little bit more. I don't know on the resale market, but because this is YouTube, you got to talk about resale. So resale on these, you're probably going to get a good amount of money out of them in profit if you buy them. There you go. But outside of that, if you guys do get your hands on them, I want you guys to appreciate these honestly for what they are, which is an incredible shoe that speaks to an incredible basketball team from the 80s, and of course speaks to the legacy of Michael Jordan from that era as well. It's a great sneaker. Hopefully you guys can get your hands on it, or if you got exclusive access, hey, salute to that. As a matter of fact, before we go, if you want me to make a follow-up video, because Sneakers app is changing lately, sound off down below. Let me know that you guys want to see that video, and I'll get a new video, an updated video about the Sneakers app app and what's going on with that app lately. I'll get that rolled out to you guys as soon as possible as well. But in the meantime, that's pretty much all that I gotta say about these. Now it's time for you guys to sound off down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about the Georgetown Air Jordan 1 High 85s. Are these on your must cop list, or for whatever reason, are you saving your $200, putting them on another sneaker and taking a hard pass on these? Sound off down below. Let me know. Of course, right down in the comments, make sure that you click on that subscribe button so we can welcome you into the Sneaker Fetish family to make sure you don't miss out on any more heat that comes through like these, because I guarantee you I got a lot more heat on the way. As always, I want to thank you guys for joining me here today on Sneaker Fetish, taking a look at these with me, unboxing them with me for a couple of minutes. I go by the name of Kari. This is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Georgetown, and until next time,